Welcome back to the Ratchet Clank 100% walkthrough on the PlayStation 3. This is part 30 and this part is all about challenge mode. So, in the previous part, at the end you saw that I could start a new game with current weapons and stuff, or I could time warp to before I defeated Chairman Drake. And you want to start a new game with the current weapons because that is challenge mode. There is a few things that you can get in challenge mode that you can't get in the normal game. You can get like gold versions of some of your weapons that you have from before. You can get some special things that you can watch about the game and making the game and stuff. And you can also do other stuff as well. I'm going to show you a few stuff. The things I'm not going to show you are cheats and Easter eggs. Like, they are quite funny though, the cheats like bigger head and vertical, that the world becomes vertical or something, and a few other stuff, but then the Easter eggs are obviously things that are not like, it doesn't really have to be about the game, but it is in the game anyways. I'm not going to show you these things because I don't think they are useful for the game, but you can obviously search it up on the internet if you want to. So do that if you want to, and you can do it on your game yourself. And I want to point out one thing that I didn't show you in the walkthrough that I wanted to show you. On the Gamlik base, there is a tower at the end after you defeat Captain Quark. When you get the new ship, there's a tower there. If you wall jump up the tower, you'll get to a room which is a gold weapons room where you can buy gold weapons, but that room does not have all the gold weapons. I'm going to show you another place in this part that has all the gold weapons. So I'm going to show you that, but it's a cool place in Gamlik Base. I just wanted to point that out because I wanted to show you guys it, but for some reason I forgot to do so when I recorded it, so that's bad. But now we'll go and collect Clank. So after we're done with Veldin, now I'm going to show you how to get that infamous bolt glitch that will give you like 400,000 bolts. I'm going to show you how to do that. There are two ways to do it. So the first way, you need the hologuise. Just wear the hologuise, be the robot, and then you enter the hoverboard race. And you will enter the hoverboard race as a robot, but you won't actually do the race, you will just be there. That is like how you're supposed to be, but I don't have the hologuise at this moment, so I'm going to show you another way. Another way to do it is to use the decoy glove. Actually, you need to get yourself into this corner in the wall right here, and you have to chuck out some decoy gloves, and they will make you go into the wall actually, which is quite interesting. Like this, just get yourself in there and then you shoot out the decoy gloves like this, and it takes a few tries to get in this with this way, but you should be able to do it. Actually, it isn't that hard, but it takes a few tries. Just get yourself in there and shoot out some decoy gloves like this. And now I am inside the wall, as you can see right here. So you want to be careful. Go over to this, and then you go along the edge of this circular thing right here, and you will go outside. And now be careful, turn around. So I'm using this way to turn around, and we're going to land on that thing right down there. It looks like an UFO or something, but we want to land there. Now land at the black bit right here, or else you'll basically just die. Or fall, I guess. And now that we're done, now that we're on the hoverboard race, you want to go this way. If you go the other way, you will just enter the race, go on the hoverboard basically, and you don't want to do that. You really don't want that. So You know the place where we did the Twisty McMark's trick and we got the tricky skill point? The place that has a lot of crates, basically, with a lot of bolts. You want to go over there. So I'm just going to stretch jump the way over there so it doesn't take that long to get over there, because yeah, I don't want to use a lot of time, because as you can see, the video is over 30 minutes long. Actually, this video is the longest video I have ever done on YouTube. Over 30 minutes. That is actually quite a lot. It is the longest video I have ever uploaded. I haven't uploaded it yet, obviously, but it will be the longest video I have ever uploaded, which is quite interesting, actually. Not really interesting, but I don't know, it's interesting, I guess. Yes, so there you can see the crates and stuff. You want to go over here, get rid of the new boys, because we don't want them to bug us when you're doing this. Get rid of them. And then you want to equip your taunter, which I'm doing right now. Then stand on these blue circular things on the ground and start pressing the circle button with the taunter, as I'm doing right now. And that will get you the bolts. And after, now I'm stopping with the taunter. I've got 381,000 bolts. Now, I just want to point out, you really do need to get 400,000 bolts. You do need to get that. You do need. But I didn't get 400,000 bolts, so yeah, but it worked out anyways. Yeah, that takes that takes a lot of hours. Like, I think that took like 5 hours to do that. That's why I stopped before 400,000 bolts, because it took so long to do it. Like, it took forever. Like 5 hours. Now we get into the race. Then you just want to quit the race, basically. And that is how you get 400,000 bolts, or 381,000 bolts, in my way. So that's how you get it. Now we are going to go to the Rhino salesman, the shady salesman, and you want to buy the Rhino from him for 150,000 bolts. What?
This thing is heavy! Yeah, try carrying it around in your trench coat for 2 months.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to tell everyone about your services.
Listen, you little twerp. If you tell anyone what you saw or what we talked about...
Do I even have to say it?
Yous two have a nice day.
So there we finally purchased the Rhino, which is pretty awesome. The best weapon in the whole game, will destroy everything in its path. So now you can see that we are on Orexon. Excuse my voice, I'm just a little bit sore. But now we are on Orexon. We're going to buy the Ultra Nanotech, which will give us 8 Nanotech, which is pretty awesome actually, which will really help you if you need the help though. So I'm just getting these crates with bolts. As you can see, I'm doing right here, and it doesn't show up at the start right here, like buy the Ultra Nanotech for 30,000 bolts. It doesn't do that, but it showed up finally, and we can buy the Ultra Nanotech. I can't believe he burps like that. That is so disgusting. Now we're done with that. Now we're going to go to Planet Novalis. That is a teleporter, and that will get you to the gold weapons room, which is the gold weapons room that I wanted to show you. This has all the gold weapons, as you can see them right here. We're going to buy the gold Tesla claw, the gold bomb glove, the gold devastator, the gold processor, the gold mine glove, the gold blaster, The gold morphoray. The gold glove of doom. The gold decoy glove. And then the gold sock cannon. The gold sock cannon is the last gold weapon, which we have right here. Now we have all the gold weapons, and there I got a trophy, Ratchet King Midas, which I didn't get first time I played through this game on the HD collection. Basically, the gold weapons are pretty much a stronger version of the weapons, and everything they shoot is green for some reason. Now I'm just going to show you some stuff. Skill points. I'm going to show you that I have all 30 skill points in the game. As you can see here, I have all 30 of the skill points, which is pretty awesome. That's all 30 of them. That is the credits, and this is the place where the cheats are when you have pretty much unlocked them, basically. And these are the cinematics in the game. These are the in-level movies. Watch movies from the world you're in, which is pretty cool. And going to show you the weapons. You can see I have every weapon, every single weapon, and every single gold weapon as well. I believe. Hopefully. I do. I know I do. That's the Rhino. You can see that's every weapon in the game, guys. That is everything you have to get. And then I'm just going to go to Goodies menu and into... that is the level movies. I'm just going to go to the sketchbook. These are some of the concept sketches for Ratchet. We decided early on that he would be bipedal, alien creature with fur, and if anyone asks you, Ratchet is a Lombax. Clank too went through many forms. He was originally even younger looking, with a bigger head and smaller body. In fact, at first Clank was three much smaller robots, but in the end we decided to use just one, so we could develop his personality more easily. And here we have final sketch of our two main characters. Ratchet came into existence on paper for the first time within 2 weeks of the initial ID for the game. This final sketch was done about 3 months later, actually. Ford Quantos and Battara came from the top sketch. From the we wanted to create forest islands under aerial attacks, but we turned it into more of a tropical fort, kind of the way development goes sometimes. The bottom sketch was one of the many from which we stole pieces from various levels. These cliff-hugging structures evolved into the cliffside machinery you can see in parts of the logging site on Planet Eudora. They were originally part of a populated city, but we decided to make this a robot-only area. This is an element from the robot factory exterior on planet Quartu. The factory on this planet is where Clank is made at the beginning of the game. The top sketch is an early drawing of Blarg Depot on planet Gaspar. The bottom is the production design for Blackwater City on Planet Rilgar. The bomb factory on Planet Holben was I can't read that, derived from these sketches. Our original idea was what the inhabitants were mining ice and shipping it off-road. But then we decided that the Blarg should invade and convert all the processing plants to monuments, factories. Blarg equals bad luck. A hanging power source for one of our factories. Can you guess which one? Or I can't. The top drawing shows off early concepts for the logging site on Planet Eudora. This is one of our first worlds, and our initial goal was to create a forest city. It changed drastically during production. The bottom sketch shows off peaceful structures from the bomb factory on Planet Hoven. Generator's concept for Gorda City on Planet Ultanis. Because the city is untreated by lightning storms, inhabitants used generators to attract the lightning and convert it into useful energy. Unfortunately, Drac wants the generators for his new planet, and the citizens don't stand a chance. One of the very first levels used prototypes was Metropolis on Planet Curvin. We wanted lots of greenery built into the retro sci-fi buildings to create a unique contrast. We ended up removing most of the bronze caps, though, because they began to clash with the rest of the city. This was one of the first big ones we built and almost started a war between the designers and the artists. Uh-oh. Next. This is the first concept for Quark's HQ on Planet Umbris. We removed the lightning rods after realizing that it made the central structure look too small. The general idea for Quark's HQ was that it should be very reminiscent of World War II battlefield. Reglet with bunkers, machine guns, and barbed wire. Yeah, Here's a buildings study. Was one of the structures near Quark's trailer in Blackwater City. We ended up modifying significantly during the final result a bit different. This is a good example of the palette studies we created for every world. This one was for Fort Qantas and Planet Battaglia. We ended up changing the weather from a sunny day to a rainstorm, but the color palette didn't vary much from this painting. Next, 2 examples of the 2 characters sheets to use model enemies in the game. The top is a Blarg trooper, while the Blarg commander is on the bottom. We love our robots. These are some of the many head designs we created for the robot troops who fight Ratchet. And if you look closely, you can pick out our animation director and our lead character designer. Can you pick them out? Here's Ratchet's first ship. Too bad he wrecks it first so early in the game. We wanted it to be a real homemade job, held together by chewing gum and wire. We still can't agree on exactly why it crashed it on Planet Novalis. Finished sketches were Quark's ship and the courier ship that Ratchet and Clank acquire. The idea was that the courier ship would be a slow, clunky, durable vehicle, kind of like a mail truck. Quark's ship, on the other hand, was designed as a luxury craft, not too fast either, but stylish and comfortable. This is the original sketch for the Blarg fighter that Ratchet and Clank pick up on Gamlik Base. We were going for sleek, but deadly. Many of the enemies in the game pilot vehicles. This one turned into a helicopter piloted by a Blarg commander in Metropolis. He's a nasty one, as you guys know. The ground boots mine glove, and what originally was the defense drone glove, we changed the way defensive drones work midway through the project, so we no longer needed that glove. Here's one of our... No, go back. Oh. Here's one of our concepts for Giant Clank. Unfortunately, the huge shoulder-mounted guns didn't make it in because they just weren't practical, I agree, but we did manage to keep Ratchet on Clank's back. Some fun enemy designs. 1 made it into the game, 4 didn't. Can you pick the winner? I certainly can't. Can you guys? The Many Faces of Big Al. This was the first NPC non-player character we put into the game. He's probably what most people think game developers look like. One of the weapons that went through many interactions on paper was Ratchet's wrench. We didn't want something too generic, plus it had to function as a tool and weapon at the same time. It mistakenly called an axe by many, but the label is appropriate in some respects since he probably wouldn't want to get whacked with it. Designs for the whistle bomb gun, top, and the sock cannon, bottom. The sock cannon was one of the first weapons we designed, and one of the few where the name stayed the same throughout the development process. It just has such a nice ring to it that's very dirty. Insomniac games. Designs for the 2 top The top 2 designs are final versions of the Hydra Pack. The bottom sketches are the designs for the Glove of Doom and Bomb Glove. The Glove of Doom was an office favorite. Same with me. Another early version of Ratchet noted the different proportions, lack of eyebrows and stripes. This was also an early box cover concept. This one should look familiar. The cover for the US game box was derived from it, but more importantly, it was the first image of Ratchet unveiled to the world in March 2002. Okay, that went fine. I talked a little bit weirder. It's not that I'm really bad at talking English or something. It's just that the preview screen on Sony Vegas right now is not too sharp right now. This is the epilogue, what happens after Ratchet Clank 1. As you can see, it's just the magazines. I'm not going to talk much about them, I'm just going to go through them. As you can see, many of them are very funny. Some of them have references. You can pause the video if you want to read it, but I'm not going to do so because, yeah, it's just the epilogue. You can do it if you want to, though. I am not going to do so, though. Homes and Bunkers, Quark's HQ. Ratchet Clank the motion picture, which is obviously a movie. Hotbots. And that's everything. Now, making of video.
Prepare to be transported to a brilliant sci-fi universe filled with imaginative characters, high-tech weapons and gadgets, and unprecedented action-packed shooting adventure. Welcome to the brave new world of Ratchet and Clank.
When we started talking about the ideas behind Ratchet and Clank, this character that rockets from planet to planet with weapons and gadgets, well, weapons suddenly jumped to the foreground. Ratchet lives on a backwater planet out in the edges of the galaxy.
He's a tinkerer, loves to put things together and take them apart to see how they work, very curious.
He's got this really strong thirst for adventure. And lucky for him, he gets to meet Clank, which allows him to travel to new worlds. And Ratchet and Clank meet each other, but they don't necessarily get along.
Ratchet just wants to go out and blow stuff up and have a good time, and Clank is much more serious about accomplishing his goals.
Showcasing an impressive arsenal of state-of-the-art and radical weapons and gadgets, Ratchet and Clank delivers the future of entertainment here and now.
When you get weapons in this game, there's such immediate gratification. You can go out and blow the crap out of everything.
With the gadgets, we wanted to make sure that there was a lot of different options for the player when they're playing to kind of explore a lot of different ways to kind of cause some havoc and destruction.
There's the Tesla Claw, which shoots a bolt of electricity out, which actually picks characters up and throws them mid-air, and they explode. You've got the Suck Cannon, which allows you to suck characters in and hold them and fire them back out. The Rhino is an acronym for Rip Ya a New One, and you just stand back, fire that thing, and it destroys anything in its way.
I love the pyrocitor. I'm not sure what that says about me.
One of the most unique weapons we have is the Visibomb.
It's awfully fun to cruise around the level from the bird's eye view and then target an enemy on the ground and just blow them up.
We were really surprised how quickly Ratchet came together. Ratchet started as this really small, scrappy cat-type thing, then kind of a much taller dog-like creature. And what I ended up doing is actually taking these two forms and putting them together, and that's pretty much how we ended up with them.
As artists, we've set a really high standard for what we want to achieve in this game, but it feels really good to know that programmers, the designers, everybody has set equally high standards.
Everybody who comes on board here is excellent at what they do and have really high expectations of delivering excellence.
When someone plays an Insomniac game, they can see anywhere they look in the game, there's an attention to detail, quality, as well as technical performance that is never lacking.
Developed by Insomniac Games, Ratchet & Clank is the development team's first entertainment venture for the PlayStation 2.
We knew we had to come up with something that was going to raise the bar even farther than Spyro had as far as action platformers went. And that's where Ratchet & Clank came from. We're actually expanding the genre. We're trying to break out of what people typically consider the action platformer or character action game genre.
One of the big differences between Spyro and Ratchet is being able to animate this stuff on the PS2.
A single level in this game is probably more art than was in an entire game on one of our PS1 releases.
Every single level of the game we bring forth something new for the player to do. By the 5th or 6th level of this game, we are up to the complexity of the strongest titles in the category, and there's a lot of levels in this game.
It's a very deep machine. We've written immense amounts of code and assembly language, probably more than 100,000 lines compared to what we did on the PS1. You know, more by a factor of 10.
We can have very rich, detailed environments. We can have lots of enemies attacking you at once with their different behaviors. The AI has become more complex. With faster processor speeds, we can have many ships and planes and vehicles just traveling through to breathe life into the environments.
There's loads and loads of stuff wherever you look. There's detail, there's movement, explosions. It's a busy world.
We're not just creating these environments and expecting them to sit there and expecting people to say, wow, your polygons are so pretty. The point is, it's alive, and there's a lot going on. It's not a static universe, it's an interactive universe, and you interact with it.
This game has a lot of great things: art, technology, design, power from the PlayStation 2, but the best part of it is you get to blow shit up.
With a team of talented designers, programmers, artists, and animators, Insomniac Games raises the bar and delivers another captivating game only for the PlayStation 2.
When I tell people about what I do for a living, like, that's not work. It's fun.
The Insomniacs don't take themselves too seriously, and people love to come to work and just have a good time, and I think that really is shown in our characters.
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy.
We, as a company, are committed to giving our games a lot of humor. We use a little bit more sarcasm, and the humor's a little bit more biting.
With an immense arsenal of gadgets and weapons, innovative gameplay mechanics, an evolving economic system, unparalleled technology, and vibrantly detailed graphics, Ratchet & Clank is a galaxy-stomping, adrenaline-soaked masterpiece.
We've gone out of our way to make this thing the largest, loudest, most active world we could possibly think of.
What Insomniac has done with this game blows my mind every time I see it. Like, I just sit in awe and stare at the visual material and just the all-encompassing feel that this game offers.
There are a lot of things that the players have to do, a lot of things that players have to keep in mind, but when it comes down to it, it's really just about blowing shit up.
Blow up a lot of shit.
Blow up.
Blowing shit up.
Ratchet & Clank, coming to a galaxy near you.
That's the making of video. Now I'm going to show you the commercials for a few weapons.
That is Corey. He's helping us with our inflatable decoy test for Ratchet & Clank. Oh, man.
The inflatable decoy, one of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
Okay, Pete here is going to try to hit, hold on, that target with the Devastator, a rocket launcher designed for Ratchet & Clank. Oh, man!
The Devastator. One of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
That is the Morph Array, and that, of course, is Jerry. The Morph Array is used in Ratchet & Clank to turn your enemies into chickens.
No, wait, before you do that, just explain to me how it's gonna work.
Oh, it worked! Jerry's a chicken! Are you sure we can turn him back? Jerry?
The Morph Array. One of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
So that's the commercials, and that is actually everything that I have to show you in the whole game. That's everything. Now I'll show you everything in the game. Everything is shown to you guys. There's nothing more to show you actually, to be completely honest. I hope you have enjoyed this walkthrough, and I will see you in my next video and whatever next I will be doing. So I'll see you then, guys. See ya.